Welcome to Access Austin. Today I'm going to be going over some organizational and study skill tips that could be helpful for students with and without disabilities who are transitioning into college. The first tip is very simple. It is just to use a calendar app to put in when your classes are. That way you don't forget when your classes are and miss them. So you can do this by using something like Google Calendar or Apple's iCalendar, and that is the first tip that's just very simple. The next two tips here require a little bit more preparation and work. What you'll want to do is after your first class, when you get the syllabus, you'll want to sit down and look through it, looking for when the homework, quizzes, exams, and projects are due. You'll then want to go and put those due dates into a reminders app like Apple's Reminder or Google Tasks, and then you can go through and know when each assignment is due for that class. You may want to also make special reminders for each class. That way you won't get confused about when things are due, and you can quickly see all the assignments that are due for that class throughout the semester. Going from there, when you're doing that, you'll want to break down any major tasks, like an essay, into smaller parts and saying, when do you think you should have your first paragraph written of the essay? Or when should your outline be completed, or a rough draft? Those are simple ways to break down an assignment and make sure that you don't feel overwhelmed. It's also helpful to set a due date a couple days before the actual due date. That way you finish it with time to spare instead of being overly stressed about it. This next step is for students with disabilities who receive extended time for tests. You should look at your syllabus and the dates of the exams and quizzes, and then contact the College Disability Office and learn their process for scheduling a proctored exam in their testing center. Generally, these offices have a requirement of at least 72 hours notice before proctoring an exam. You should make sure to submit all the dates for your exams for each class to the College Disability Office and their testing center. Once that is done, then you don't have to worry the rest of the semester, because they will be informed of when your classes' tests are, and they will have the exams and information for how to proctor the tests, like open book, closed book, things like that, from the professor. This next tip is one of the most valuable, and if you prioritize it, it will be very easy to do. You should talk to your professors at office hours. Talking to your professors at office hours can provide you additional information about what to expect for the exams and what they're looking for essays or projects. The more feedback you get from the professor, who's the one actually doing the grading, the better it is for you. A lot of students in college struggle with the reading. A tip to help make your reading time more productive and so that you'll remember more is to first look at the lecture notes that you have and the slideshow provided by the professor. You should then go and open up your book and read the chapter summary and look at the questions that are asked at the back of the chapter about the reading. After doing those things, you can even write down some key terms in your notes for what to look for when you are reading. This way, you know exactly what is important and what is not important in the reading. It's helpful too to actively highlight as you read and to make a list of vocab terms and key pieces of information that you think are really important. When studying for a midterm or final, you are generally reviewing a lot of your notes, and it may be hard to find key concepts in the notes. A tip is to use Control F or Command F on a Mac. It is the find function. Basically, you can search the document for the key terms that you are looking for. I think this is extremely helpful because a lot of times in your notes, there are only one or two key pieces of information from each lecture that you need to really know. So if you can find those pieces of information quickly and maybe copy them and put them in a master study guide, you'll be way ahead of the game. When it comes to readings, one more thing I should mention is it's helpful to actually download all the readings from the learning management site like Moodle or Canvas or whatever learning management site your college is using. You should download those readings right away. If they are available, get them all downloaded, put them in a folder where it's labeled for your class, what the readings are, and maybe put in the title, what date each reading is due. That way you know. And then you can go through and easily find the readings. A lot of times students will say to the professor, I couldn't find the reading. It's helpful to get it all organized on the first day so you know you don't have to worry about that. One more digital organization tool you can use is to actually make folders for each of your classes with the homework, the notes, and the projects and readings all in there, and that way you know what materials you'll need for each class. You can quickly find them. If you are using a paper-based system, I recommend the same type of thing with dividers for homework and notes and whatever else, if you print out the readings and those things too. And basically this makes it very easy to quickly find what you are looking for. If you are an extrovert, you will love this last tip. You should talk to your classmates at the end of the first or second class to set up meet times to study before exams. You can ask them to actually study certain sections. So each person creates a study guide for one chapter of the exam, then that way when you all meet, you can form together a really good study guide for the entire class. In addition, it's helpful to use a management site like Trello and really break down tasks. This is specific really for projects, because in group projects a lot of time the work can be unevenly distributed. So I would recommend that first meeting opening up an app like Trello and assigning each person a couple tasks to complete as part of the group project. That way everyone pulls their weight and knows what's expected of them. I hope that you found these tips informative. If you have more, please add them in the comments, and thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Thank you for watching Access Austin. My name is Austin and I work full-time as an assistive technology coordinator, and I am dedicating most of my free time to producing content for this YouTube channel. If you are enjoying the videos, please consider becoming a Patreon backer. The link is in the description. If you have any accessibility needs or questions relating to assistive technology, accommodations, or website and PDF accessibility, please contact me at accessauston@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in to the next video.